Hey, welcome back to Love Talk. This segment of Love Talk is the business introduction interview where we highlight and feature business owners so that they gain build genuine relationships and potentially gain long-lasting clientele and customers. So today on Love Talk, we have Monica Swint of Monica Swint Consulting, who is a beauty and med spa consultant. How are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. Finally got here.
Yes, and I'm so excited to have you here on Love Talk. Before we dive into your business and everything, let us know what city and state you're tuning in from.
I am tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia today. That's my new home.
Okay, I love it.
Yes.
A little bit more about Monica Swint Consulting.
All right. So Monica Swint Consulting is my baby. So a lot of people, my full name is Monica Swint, of course. I've been a nurse for over 14 years. I was a hairstylist before I was a nurse for 17 years. So I love all things beauty. So businesses came about when I wanted to bridge nursing and beauty together, try to find a way to bridge it. So with that being said, I launched a drip bar, which took off very well. So Monica Swint Consulting is my new baby. So we did a pivot in business. Mm-hmm. So the drip business grew so fast. So I'm really big on education, and I was already doing consulting, but I didn't have a label on what I was doing. And I was like, I'm going to make this a business. So Monica Swint Consulting was born January 1, 2022.
I love it. And I love how you took your passion of doing hair and then being a nurse and combined them. And then you said, I was already giving away this game. I might as well turn it into a business. So you turned it into a business and you said you were doing the drip bar. What exactly is the drip bar?
Okay, so I'm gonna get into that. So the drip bar is IV hydration. A lot of people don't know what IV hydration is. So what it is, if you ever go to the ER and you're dehydrated and you get the fluids through the IV to get you hydrated. And if you've ever seen a bag and it was yellow, some people call it a banana bag. So what you're getting is you're getting your vitamins and nutrients on a cellular level, bypassing your stomach. So when you take vitamins by mouth, you're only absorbing 10 to 20% and your stomach breaks everything else down. Right. That's all you're getting. And when you get your vitamins by IV, you're getting 100% on a cellular level. Therefore, it's 10x in your immune system.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So, yes. So I fell in love with IV hydration about 8 years ago. I was in New Orleans, and a lot of people call it like the hangover drip. Mm-hmm. So, but I give it for health and wellness. So I was hungover in New Orleans. So my friend was working at a drip bar, and she was like, just come over and I'm gonna give you some fluids and you're gonna feel better. I said, okay. So halfway through the treatment, I started feeling brand new, like I never was intoxicated or anything. And I was like, what is that? So she educated me on the vitamins, and I started getting it once a month and incorporated into my lifestyle. Like I get my massages and my feet done and everything else. So in about 3.5 years ago, I started doing the research and see how I can own the business myself, being a nurse. And I took a class and I just took off from there.
I love it. And I love how you do the research, it just sounds to me like you're big on the education part, the research part. And when it comes to your consulting firm, I was going through all of your Instagram and everything. You know, bedside nurses transfer to nurse entrepreneurs. So how exactly do you help them do that?
So what we do is, so people see the drip bars on Instagram and they see me sticking IVs in all the time, and they become interested in trying to see how they can market their knowledge that they already have. I'm like, if you can become a nurse, you can do anything because you are already a business. It just needs to be molded, right? So what we do is, if you're a nurse, you say, okay, Mo, I'm interested in becoming a nurse entrepreneur. So we call it a nursepreneur. So we just help you market your skills that you have already mastered, and we hone in on that, and we find a way to make a business out of the things that you already passionate about, or are your purpose driven. We just fine tune it and help you to mold yourself into a nursepreneur.
I love it. So let's talk about just getting a consultant for a second. So what are some benefits of working with a consultant in general?
Working with a consulting in general, it eliminates the guesswork. So a lot of the times when nurses or new entrepreneurs, you're starting a business, it costs for a lot of you, a lot of time, a lot of money that people don't realize it costs a lot of money to start a business. And you waste a lot of money because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to Google it. I take the Google factor out of the equation because I have the knowledge base. So I say, let me do the work for you. Bring my team in and let us evaluate where you are in your process. We reassess and we come up with a game plan to help you eliminate wasting money.
Yes. And I love what you said about a game plan. And this is what you put on Instagram. You said every professional sport comes with a playbook. To be able to compete for the playoff season, you must master your playbook. The med spa aesthetic industry is $1 trillion industry. You must master your skills to even compete. Now that you have spent all that money on all those classes with no execution strategy, let me help you reassess and implement and execute your investment. Book your discovery call today. So let's talk about people needing to book this discovery call so that you can help them with the playbook. Let us know all about that.
Okay, so let's just say we have a nurse. She wants to transition, not even transition, come up with a side hustle. She want a side hustle. She want to become a nursepreneur. She's taken all these classes on skincare, how to do micro needling, microblading, eyebrows, whatever the skill that they have mastered. Now, a lot of the time, a lot of people are afraid to execute the plan. So they take the classes and then they tell all their friends, I've taken the classes, and they spent it costs a lot of money to take these classes. But then all the information is sitting on their desk. They don't know, so they'll take the course. But the people who are teaching the courses, they don't horn in on how to execute it. They just teach it. So I like to get you, after you learn the information, we dissect the information and we help you come up with a plan to execute it, then be consistent, and then you will start to see your return on your investment. Because people don't realize when you take in these classes, they be like, oh, I'm giving her the money because I'm taking the class, talking about the person who's teaching. No, you're investing in yourself to become the master in the thing that you want to do. That's the thing that separates you from the rest. Once you master your thing, first of all, I don't really believe in competition. That's just me. Everybody have their own sauce that they bring to the table. You and I can do the same thing, but you have your sauce and I have mine. That's like Nike and Reebok. You can put them side by side. They both going to sell because they both have their special thing that people are attracted to. And you are the thing that people are attracted to.
I love it. And I joined in on one of your lives one day. I'm not even a nurse. I'm not even in that field, but I was just sitting there for a long time, and you were really dropping some gems. And I feel everybody in that field should definitely connect with you, because you were even talking about getting getting hired on with a job, knowing how to use the right language and having a good resume. Nobody gonna read no 10-page resume,
They don't.
you were just saying so many things, and I'm listening like, okay, let me take these notes down. And like I said, I'm not even in the field. So anybody watching this, y'all, she definitely knows what she's talking about. So just tap on that a little bit when it comes to the hiring.
So let's talk about the hiring process. So this is new grad season, right? We have all these new nurses coming out. Not just nursing, just these tools can apply to any profession as a new grad coming out of college. So I always talk about nurses because that's my lane. So nurses, they come out of school, they're excited, they pass their state boards to be able to practice as a nurse. They get these interviews, right? So when they get the interview, a lot of the times when you go on an interview as a nurse, 9 out of 10, you're going to get the job. unless you're just a horrible nurse. Now, I'm not saying you get the job, but the thing that's going to separate you from the rest is that your master skills. So why you have these, so if let's say you graduate in May and your plan is to start working in August, after you take your boys, you take your little break, little vacation, all of this stuff. While you're taking your break, master that thing that your instructor kept saying that you were good at in school, and just horning on that thing, right? So a lot of nurses don't know that they can go into specialty departments as a new grad. They think they have to go into they call it med surg, which is kind of like you go in and you master all these skills and find out what's your thing. But if you master the one thing you're really, really good at before you go for that job interview, start the job, you can go into a specialty department. So a lot of grads don't know you can come out and be on the IV team. Yeah. Almost every nurse I know wants to be, that's the glorified job, because when people get that job, they keep the job for 30 years. Mm-hmm. That's how much people love it. So a lot of new grads don't know that they can get that job. Like we talked about, talking, what's the lingo, right? So what's going to make you stand out from the other applicants? So we have a nurse that's been a nurse for 5 to 10 years, and we have you as a new grad, but that nurse who's been a nurse for 5 to 10 years, she don't know how to stick. She don't know how to put an IV in, but she has years of experience. You coming in as a new grad, you have taken my course, IV insertion course. You have mastered your skill. I teach you how to interview. I teach you the keywords that they are looking for that's going to make you stand out as an applicant. They're going to hire you. When you get your offer letter, a lot of new grads don't know, you can counter offer. They don't know that. You can counter offer as a new grad, but see, that's the thing about investing in yourself while you have that time off. You master your skill, you learn the lingo, and you learn how to negotiate your pay out the gate.
Oh, I'm like I said, I'm not even in the field, and I got the chill bumps just hearing you talk, the passion. You know what you're talking about. So I can't for us to put this out. These nurses, these out of grad school, they definitely need this. But let's talk about mindset for a little bit. Starting a business, let's go back to the entrepreneur, the nursepreneurs. Starting a business, operating a business, it can be overwhelming and it can definitely be stressful. So what are some tips for successful mindset?
I love mindset, because we got to get the mind right before we get the money. We got to get the mind right before we can open up the business. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So what we need to do first before you become a nurse entrepreneur, an entrepreneur in general, you have to, one, do inventory of what's going on in your house. You have to do inventory of what's going on your job. You have to do inventory if you are taking care of parents. All of these things play a part in your mindset and how you can operate as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. One thing, this is a little tidbit for the community. One of my favorite books is The 4 Agreements. I can't even think of the main name. I'm gonna have to, oh gosh, I can't believe I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to send that to, I can't believe it. But it's the four agreements. Last name I think is Ruiz. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But what it is, it's an easy read. It is like about 90 to 100 pages. Easy read. So what it does, say it again.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
That's it. Yes, that's the book. Every person going into entrepreneurship or wanting a mindset shift should read that, because what it does is, growing up, we grew up in New Orleans, right? So our culture is very, very strong. And what mama said, what grandmother said is law. That's what I learned. And when I came into nurse entrepreneurship, I had to unlearn a lot of things that I was taught as a kid, that to me, it was law because my mom said so, because my grandmother said so. But those things that I learned were not accurate, but that's the best that they knew at that time, right? So I had to unlearn some behaviors, unlearn some things that I felt were law to be able to be a successful entrepreneur, how to be a better mother, how to be a better spouse, and to help, because I'm an alpha female,
Mhm.
and I have one alpha daughter and one submissive daughter. And just being transparent, I was having trouble communicating with my adult children. So that book helped me to give them let them fly, let them, because everything that I knew, I instilled in them, and let them have the freedom to find out on their own if what I taught them is law. Does it apply to their life now? Some of it does, some of it doesn't. And it's okay. And it helped me to be a better mom for real.
That's huge, because especially coming from New Orleans, I just feel as though a lot of us New Orleans women are, we're aggressive. We're like you said, we're alpha. So I'm gonna definitely check out that book. I'm glad you mentioned that here, because that can definitely help with every aspect of life, like you said, home, work, entrepreneurship, motherhood, spouse, everything. So I'm definitely gonna check out that book. Now, for everybody that works with you, that gets up from your table after consulting with you, that attends your master classes, anything, how do you want them to feel after leaving a session with you?
I want you to be able to have a better clarity on what's your direction, because most of the time when you sit to the table, you're confused, right? You have all of this knowledge or understanding and you don't really know what to do. So my goal is, when you leave a session with me, or sometimes to take a few sessions, that we have a clear plan on how we're going to execute, because I like some people, it's a money train, right? For me, I like results. I'm result driven. I want to know that what I am feeding you, I always over deliver. My family fuss at me about that, but I know where I come from and I know what it takes.
Mhm.
So I always over deliver. I want to see you shine as a woman. That's my community. I want to see you shine. I want to see you grow. Want you to go from a bud to a flower. And I'm gonna be there to support you. I'm your cheerleader, but I do no fluff. I don't do fluff.
Okay.
I don't. And that's why I'm not for everybody. But the people who love me, they love me and they respect me. And some people, we start off and they may say, well, Mo, I don't really know if we are a good fit. And I say, okay, sometimes it's like that.
Mhm.
But then they'll go a little further and they say, well, I'm gonna stick it out. They stick it out. And then at the end, they're like, I'm glad I stuck it out. I said, because we have been fed fluff for so long that it feels normal. No, let me give you the real, so you can really do the work, so you can be a better mother. Because yeah, motherhood is very hard. I'm an alpha and my husband is an alpha.
Ooh.
Yes. So we have to learn to communicate effectively. It took a long time. Married twice to the same man.
Wow.
Yeah, and we both share the story because it's going to help somebody. It's going to help you know that entrepreneurship in marriage is very difficult.
Yeah.
But the key is communication.
Yes.
And sometimes, and with me being, I always want to respond. Sometimes I don't need to respond. Everything don't cause for a response. Got to listen. But that took a long time to learn because of my culture, and because my culture plays a big part in who I am.
I 100% agree with you on that. And for everybody who's going to watch this, how can they get in touch with you?
It's a few ways you can get in touch with me. You can definitely reach me at monicaswint.com. Email is info@monicaswint.com. You can reach me on Instagram at Monica Swint Consulting. And we love our nurses. Another thing that we do that I didn't really talk about, that's important too. So just say if your business, right? Your business today, as you grow into this big old business with all these beautiful people supporting you, you may want a nurse on your team.
Mm.
So we also offer scouting services for corporations or small businesses that are looking to hire a nurse on their team, because for employee retention, you want to make sure that your staff is healthy They are well. They are getting what they need. So some people bring our services in monthly, quarterly, and some is going to be yearly now to come in and talk to the staff. What supplements are you taking? Do you feel it's enough? Are we providing enough water on the job so you can stay hydrated, so you can stay well? Because when your employees see that you are vested in them, you will retain them.
Yes, I agree. I 100% agree with that. So y'all do it all basically.
We do. We are probably, girl, we have so much going on over here and we love it.
And I love it too. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And before we head out of here, just say whatever it is that is on your heart.
Once again, happy birthday again. I just say I'm a birthday girl. I love birthdays. I really, really appreciate you having us on here today. And I have watched you grow. I know I'm interviewing, but it's about you as well. I appreciate what you're doing for our community. I'm always supporting you.
Thank you.
Love to see the growth. And I'm happy that we are from the same place and we are growing and we are spreading the love in our community, health and wellness, and showing people that it can be done, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever your dreams are, never put a cap on your dream. Never put a cap. I always tell my nurses, your nursing career can look like whatever you want it to look like. You just have to get in the room, build authentic relationships with people who are doing the thing that you want to do. It's okay to have a conversation. Don't be scared.
I love that. And I always talk about building those genuine relationships. Relationships can take you further than money can take you.
Yes.
So I'm big on building those genuine relationships. I'm glad we connected. We're definitely going to stay connected, stay in touch.
Yes.
Anything coming up, send it to me. I'll help you promote it. I'll post it. And
okay.
I'm so glad that we're here. Thank you again for pouring into me, giving me
the
words, telling me happy birthday. And
absolutely.
Before we head out, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Monica Swint Consulting and monicaswint.com website.
Yes, y'all, thank y'all so much. Make sure that y'all connect with her because like y'all already know after watching this, she has a lot of information that she wants to pour into you and to people that you know. So y'all make sure that y'all believe in yourself and y'all have a good night. Yes. Good night.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Welcome.